Hi there, it's Cheryl Lynn, and I wanted to share today a little bit about just giving a different perspective on pain and our experience of pain. And I have a prime example right here myself because I had a few days ago started feeling some back pain. And I generally have not had problems with my back, but occasionally something flares up. And I wasn't able to see the chiropractor for a few days, so I lived with it and saw myself going through a similar pattern that I've experienced in the past, where I went from trying to figure out what's going on, what caused this, and Googling and just trying to get rid of the pain, to then when I went to the chiropractor, I felt some relief. And then when I woke up this morning, it was still there. And so I remembered, isn't it funny how we forget these things? But I remembered that I actually have some other tools to get a different perspective about pain. So I wanted to share that with you today. I did a little writing about it. You can look on my blog or here on Facebook about pain and all of the different ways that we can view it. But one of the things I do know is the suffering is the optional part. It has to do with your mindset and what thoughts are going around and around and around in your head. And that's part of it. The other thing, and this is the technique that I came up with, when I realized that pain is just a sensation like every other sensation in the body, and that when I can view it from a place of neutrality, which requires sometimes great strength because you have to transcend the pain enough to get centered and calm and quiet enough that you can actually go within and listen and actually see what's happening in the body. So what I did was this morning, when I realized that I was in my head and I was trying to figure out, I was blaming myself, like, what did I do? Oh my God, I like over exercise because I'm on this new exercise kick and I must have done that, or I forgot to wear my orthotics when I was walking the other day, or it's because I'm being so involved in my kids' lives, like a psychological reason why it's happening. All of that may be true, but it doesn't really change the relationship I'm having in the moment with that pain, because it's preventing me from doing things. It's making me lose focus on what I really want to be doing in my life. And all my attention is diverted to pain. Oh my God, I want to get rid of it. And instead of pain, I want to get rid of it. What if it's like, is there a message there? Is there something that my body's trying to tell me? Is there something underneath here that I'm being called to? So I'm going to share with you what I did, and you can do this yourself as well. So what I did when I realized where I was at in my head was I tuned in to my body. So I got really quiet. I'm going to do it right now, and you can do it with me. You get really quiet and just notice all of the sensations in your body. So for me right now, I'm sitting here and I can feel a little bit of the twinge in my back. It's not too bad because I'm not moving around. When I move around, I can feel it a little bit more. But it's not by any means excruciating like it was yesterday. So it's not a pain that's debilitating, but it's there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the rest of my body, just kind of from a place of neutrality. It's not looking for something to be wrong. It's just looking to see where the body's at. So right now, if I tune into my own body, there's that little bit of tightness and pain in my lower back and middle back. There's that. And then there's a little bit of stiffness. I can feel my shoulders up here. If I tune even deeper, I can feel kind of like a tingliness in my left hand. And that happens often if I pay attention, that I notice that when I'm giving information, when I'm teaching, or when I'm working with a client, I can feel the energy moving through my hand. It's not pain, We're not looking for pain. We're just looking for sensations. So I can feel that kind of tingly in my left hand, a little bit in my right. What else? What else in my body right now? I can feel a little bit of pressure in my temples. Nothing like it's not pain. It's just I'm noticing pressure. So all these different sensations, I think you kind of get the point. Is the idea is it's not just about looking for pain or something to be wrong, but all of these different sensations that are happening in our body all the time. You know, if you really get quiet, you can feel your pulse. You can feel the blood moving through your veins. You can feel all these different sensations. So when I'm in pain, when I'm focused on a particular pain somewhere in my body, if I can step back and see it like another sensation. So right now, kind of looking at that pain, that little bit of a twinge in my back, and there's that sensation, and then the pressure in my head and the tingling in my hand, and a little bit of tightness in my shoulders. It's relaxing now. All of those are just sensations. So when I go back to the pain in my back, is it really even pain right now? Or is it the anticipation of pain because it hurt so much before? And sitting here right now, it's actually not that painful. So I've already taken it down several notches from where I was when I started. This morning when I woke up and was like, oh no, the chiropractic treatment wasn't enough and I'm still in pain. I want it gone. But now I see that actually it has gotten better. And actually when I feel that sensation, my body is just probably a little sore from me touching it and manipulating it. You know, because yesterday I definitely was very focused on it and we have this massager that I was using on it, and it probably overstimulated everything. So if I listen to my back right now, it's just asking for me to take it easy and to not be so hard on myself. That's the other message that I'm getting. So now I do want to point out this other thing that happens, and I know for many of you, you're going to recognize this in yourself. When you start to really explore metaphysical reasons why we have various things going on in the body, where you know a lot about different causes for illnesses, where you've Googled and Googled and Googled, your mind automatically will start going to some of these reasons. Like even when you were listening to me, kind of tuning into my own body, there's a tendency to say, like, here's one that I'm sure many of you have heard. Oh, she's got some lower back pain. She must not be feeling supported financially because somewhere along the line, Louise Hay and a bunch of other people wrote that lower back pain is worry about money. And when I've really, and I believed that and, you know, took that hook, line, and sinker for years. And I'm not saying that that isn't true. It's something to look at. But there have been a few times where I've had some pain in my back, and it wasn't that. I could tell that it was something else going on. And the real challenge is, does it really matter? Like, does knowing why something is happening really make that much of a difference? I know for me, it's ended up slowing me down sometimes when I'm always trying to figure out, why is this happening? Why is that happening? You know, how can I make this better? What can I do differently? How can I shift things so that I'm not experiencing discomfort? Who said we're supposed to experience life without any discomfort? Really? Like, seriously. I don't know who made that up, but that just isn't the way it is. And so but the thing is that when we focus on it, it just seems to like anchor it in more deeply, instead of letting it be what it is. Oh, I'm having a pain here this morning. Wonder what that is. Am I being called to do something about it? Or am I being called to not focus on that and just move through my day, and then it dissipates? I'm sure you've all had experiences where you thought, that you were about to come down with a cold, or you were having some sort of symptom, and then you got busy doing something else and it went away magically. Because that's happened to me many times where, as soon as I got my mind detached from everything, everything resolved. So it's just something to consider when you're faced with symptoms that can hurt. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a chronic condition or you're dealing with something, that's more serious. Like I thought of the example this morning. I have a friend who's actually at the end of his life, and he is experiencing a lot of pain because his body is moving through this transition. But what he said to me when I asked him how he was dealing with the pain, he said, I finally had to get rid of the idea that I was going to get rid of the pain and just kind of work with it. And now he's at a point where he's taking some pretty heavy drugs, so he's not feeling much at all. But, when he was sort of in the process where it was getting more and more painful, he said, I just finally stopped trying to get rid of it and just stopped suffering with it and just went with it, went with what was there. So there's that too. It is what it is. Sometimes the body's going through a process, and pain is the way it moves through it. It helps us to be more gentle with ourselves. It helps us to listen, because the body screams at us, hello, you're working too hard, you're not taking time off, you're not paying attention. And then when you pay attention and can kind of soften around it, it will relax. So I hope you found this helpful. If you're just joining now, you can listen to the replay, because it's, I think you'll find it helpful the next time you find yourself in your head when you're having some pain that you're just trying to get rid of and it seems to just get worse. Hopefully this interrupts that flow and you can just relax. Thank you and have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.